I like to know where people stand so I know how to treat you accordingly.
They be trying to do it, I'm just doing me. I be working hard and they just want it free.
Be competitive with yourself.
When I get through to this and I can take it in, something better, I can see it. Will you hold on to me when I break through with it? Something better, I can feel it. Into the fire, out of the life we know.
Hey, what's going on? It's Jsean for another video. This one right here, just another, everything is about my experience. So I like to call it the Jsean experience, and I want to share it with y'all, and hopefully it can help somebody, whether it be, you know, when you're trying to make some type of purchase in some type of item, or something like mentally you need to just hear. Cause you know, I read a post this morning, and it's one of those things, like, it's not like I never heard it before. It's just that sometimes you just didn't hear it at the moment you needed to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard this, understood the concept of it, but for some reason when I read it today, it just really hit me, you know, and I compared it to my life and it made a lot of sense. So it's a lot to cover, sort of, but I'm going to try to narrow it down quite a bit, because as you probably know by now, I tend to talk quite a bit because I just speak what's on my mind. I don't like to script everything, and hardly anything, actually. So it was talking about how if you put a shark inside a fishbowl, right, it'll grow approximately 8 inches, right? But if you put it in the sea, it'll grow approximately 8 feet or more. And the idea of it is about your life and the way that you put yourself in quote unquote fish bowls, right, in your environment. So you only grow as big as your environment will allow you to grow, right? And I've been through personal things like that where I felt like I've outgrown my environment, and I look back and I was like, man, I can't believe I used to live here. I can't believe I used to do this or be around this. And it's not like you put your nose up at somebody and you think you're better than somebody, but you've elevated, right? And nothing's wrong with that. And when you have clashes when other people think, oh, you changed, you just think you better than us, or whatever the case is because they haven't changed. They're still in the same small fishbowl. You get what I'm saying? Your fishbowl is grown a bit. And when you think about it, it's like your mind is elevated, right? You become more aware of certain things that you weren't before because you've changed. Or either you've changed or you already are who you are, and you're starting to unveil certain layers of yourself through experience that's allowing you to see certain things about yourself that you never saw before. But the thing of it is like it's always there. Imagine like Superman, right? He's always been Superman. He's always had these powers. He just didn't maybe realize it or utilize it in the way he does it now, or something like that. So it's kind of like that concept to me. I feel like we are who we are, and our destiny is preset in a sense. It's just for us to discover it, right, and unveil it. And we have the right to choose. So our destinies are great. It's just that we choose to do things that alter the destiny, if that makes sense. So think about when, just like the shark, it grows as big as its environment, right? Environment could be where your area, it could be the people that you surround yourself around, just what you surround yourself around, period. As you start growing out of that fish tank, you can't go back to the smaller fish tank because it's too small. It's not a choice at that point. You just become something different, and it just doesn't fit right. It doesn't mesh. So like even with me, as I experience new places, new people, I just start feeling like more happy. I just start feeling like there's like a natural, organic bond. And I know this sounds probably deeper than what it needs to be, but it's like, that's what I truly feel like. Like, man, I've been missing this, right? It's not like you look at somebody else living a life of some kind and you look at it and say, man, I wish that was me. See, that I feel like when you do that, you're only wanting it because of somebody else having it, or you're not happy with something in your circumstances, or it's more of a jealousy, maybe slight envious type of feeling, and that's not healthy. That is not something, in my mind or my opinion, that you should focus on. You need to focus on yourself, in your race, in your life, in your fish tank. Everybody is placed in different environments, or we are in our own environments, whether it be with people or places or whatever the case is. For me, I'm just sharing my perspective and how it's affecting me, and to seeing if it maybe affects you in the way you understand what I'm even saying. So you have to think about this, and I have faith. I'm a believer in God, right? So if you're unhappy with your life in present day, it's like your faith might need strengthening. Because if you know your future, you'll be happier today. You'll be grateful for today, no matter what it seems like, because you know your future. If you don't know your future, everything will bother you along the way. Everything's going to bother you, and you're going to question every single thing and take it to heart. I just made another video. I don't know if it's going to be released before or after this, but I talk about this, about being in your own race and believing in the situation and circumstances as a whole. Not just seeing the bad in the front of you. You have to see the bigger picture. Because I'm going to say this again in this video, just in case you don't see that video. I feel like in life, we come to be somewhat programmed to feel a certain way. Like this is our norm, right? So I'm just making a generic line. We go through trials and tribulations and we fall down, right? And at that moment, we feel like we're just horrible and less than whatever the situation is, right? And then from that moment, we rise. And then what you don't realize is that you've actually went past your norm, but you still feel like your norm. You don't realize that your norm has risen a tier, right? Because you're so focused on the now that you just look at it like it's the same life, like it's the same situations. I've done this actually. I don't want to get into too many details, but in my personal circumstances, there were times where like, man, this is hard, that's hard, whatever. And then I've actually risen to the occasion, right? I rose to the occasion. There was more added responsibilities, more added whatever it was, but I still felt like I was in the same norm, right? I've come to think like this is still the same, but I've actually multiplied. I just still feel the same. It's because I haven't understood my future completely like I should. Because if I did, all this feeling normal, I would know that it's not normal. I would know that I have definitely advanced. And sometimes I forget that. And now I'm sitting here really like looking at things like, man, things have really changed. Things are really good. Could they be better? Of course. It could be better for everybody. But that's the thing. That's why there's tomorrow, you know? But focus on your today, but don't dwell in today. Okay? Make the most of today. Don't let today make you feel like there's no tomorrow and stuff like that. So again, this is about, you know, we live in a fishbowl. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it's like we live in a fishbowl. Outgrow that fishbowl and spread your wings and become who you were meant to be, who you are. Discover who you are, because we're all meant to be great. We're all destined to be great. It's already written that we're great. We just have to make great choices to align with that greatness. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with y'all because, like I said, don't be held back by your environment, whether it be the people that you're around, the actual area that you're around, the things that you do. Everything is part of your environment in this scenario. When you outgrow it, stop going backwards. Keep growing. Spread your wings. As I grow, I don't feel like, oh my gosh, and giddy and like, I can't believe this. It feels, for me personally, this is how I feel like I know I'm destined for something super great. Because every level that every tier that I meet, it feels normal. I don't feel giddy about anything. I feel normal, like it's meant like this. It's always supposed to have been like this. And the more I experience the world, the more I feel excited. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even me naturally, I like watching all types of, whether it be films. I want to visit all types of places and see all different types of cultures. I like to experience a variety of things because I personally like to see other people's points of view and how they live compared to how I live. Because how do you know what's this and what's that if you've only seen one version of it? It's like, how do you know what happy is if you've never been angry? How do you know what angry is if you've only been happy? You get what I'm saying? It's like, so how do you know life if you've only experienced it in your small fish tank. You got to expand and grow and see other things. So I'm gonna kind of leave it like that because I don't want to talk too much as I usually do. But get out your fish tank, outgrow your fish tank, grow into yourself, know yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself. And with that being said, make sure you do everything at top level, at your top level. Remember, you're no competition with anybody except yourself. So make sure your next move is your best move, or at least your better move. Until next time, remember, you can do anything you want to in 2022. You know what I mean? Do the best. Let me see. What did I say the other day? Do the best you can do in 2022. Something corny like that. I don't know. It just came off the top of my head. Later.